Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, evening, whenever you're watching this. We are on AnyRail. This is Captain Mac, and some of you may know me from Coffee and Truckin', Farm Sim, and a few other games. But I am interested, always have been interested in model railroading, so I finally got the real estate to build a small N-scale layout. So here it is. We're gonna chronicle the building and finally operation of this railroad. And this is a couple hours work in AnyRail. We have a yard with 4 tracks, stub-ended, and a passing siding. Gives you a tiny bit of a drill track, not much, but a little bit. And it's really for one-man operation, though 2 people could operate it nicely. We leave the yard and come around to the main feature, which is Cato's double crossover. Okay. If you stay on the inner track, you come around and you can switch the warehouse. The warehouse has 4 bays, and so that's 4 separate industries. And then you go underneath, right? No, you go over the track, the other loop, and come around. Now you're on the outside. What did I do here? I may have a mistake here. You come, no, you're still on the inside. Okay. And you come around here back to the yard and you can back in. All right. Now you leave the yard. This time you cross over and come around the outer loop, and you have a facing point team track. So pretty much when you leave the yard, you put the team track car on the nose of the locomotive and shove it around to here. But then you also on the main line have a, we're going to call this for right now corn oil plant. Okay. 2 tracks for tank loading, really, and then an inbound track for corn hoppers. Now I know it says canned goods out and tank car loading and unloading, but I was, kind of thinking it through, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense. You continue on the main, and now you're at 0 elevation. You go underneath the track and back around here, and you can come back across and around and back to the yard. All right, interchange with the outside world. This comes off the high line. You see this is elevation of 3 inches. And so it goes over the top, and this goes off to eastbound. This one here goes off to westbound. These are going to be staging areas. And this is a freestanding L-shaped layout. And it's only 12 feet by 6 feet. Of course, an N scale, that's plenty. I could curve this around and have a staging area here. If I make it straight, I end up having to move it too far over, and my laundry room is over here. I have enough room to have a 4-foot staging area or staging yard. That's the westbound portion of the rest of the world. So this is in N scale what I'm planning. I have 11 inch minimum radius, very minimal grades. I go from 3 inches to 0 inches across basically 12 feet everywhere, or at least 10 feet. It's going to be, I'm thinking Digitrax DCC, and I'll modify the yard probably a little more. I think possibly I'll have another switch here and a drill track that comes out here so that it's a little more realistic working this stub-ended yard. And then I may extend this a little bit here just to park a switch engine, a yard engine, I should say. I haven't chosen the era, but you know, there's still a team track. Corn oil has been around forever. Warehouses ubiquitous, and of course, this yard supplies is anything diesel, sand, or if I backdate it to the steam era, water. A water tower would be here. And that yard supplies would be engine servicing and whatnot. So it's got everything that one needs for operation. Now I like buildings. I like structures. So this area and in between here we'll have some buildings, maybe some in the front. Buildings in through here and over here, and then some trees back over here. I do want to be able to reach the double crossover from here. However, this is in a one-car garage, and it's only 12 feet by 6 feet. I have about 10 feet to play with, and my gosh, about 20 feet. So I can walk around this and get anywhere I need to go. So this is Captain Max Railroads or Trains. I haven't decided on my YouTube name yet. Secondly, I will be introducing you to an HO scale layout that I'm building in California. I live in Florida, so I fly out there regularly to work on this railroad. And it is HO scale, 8 by 16 feet in the shape of a U. And it is for small children. The youngest right now is 6, and the oldest is 10. So by the time we get trains running, probably the end of March. Today's February 21st. By the end of March, we should have trains running, and then we'll continue to work on the scenery out there. A lot less operation, though I did plan for future operation, and the kids will be able to run their trains through the scenery, and if the bug gets them like it got me, they'll be able to have similar industries actually. A scrap yard, a warehouse, an industry. I believe it's boxes and pallet, wood and paper in, boxes and pallets out, that kind of thing. And then also a ethanol plant. The kids like the modern trains, so they're going to have an ethanol plant, which is much more modern than my corn oil idea here. And many more trees. They're going to have 2 passenger stations, a mountain station and a city station. And they'll be able to run a passenger train and some freight trains around a giant folded dog bone, and then they will back into the yard. They'll pull out forward and back in to their specific storage track. So for right now, that's what they're doing. The yard will be kept unglued so that I can change it to a more appropriate yard for operating purposes later on. I think the middle child, my 8-year-old grandson, will really like operations. He's already said as much, and so we'll keep him at least interested if the other boys don't maintain their interest. So, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I don't know when the next update will be on the N-scale railroad. I don't have a name for it yet, though probably the M&I Railroad. And we'll see. That could be Michigan and Indiana. It could be Mark and Iannone. It could be a lot of different things, but it's leaning towards that. And I'm ordering stuff. But the hobby shop near me is a solid 45-minute drive, and it's not horrible. But if I'm going to do it, I want to combine it with doing other things. And so ordering from Train World or different various places is pretty good. So I'm waiting for delivery of the tables. Oh, I didn't say that these tables, they're going to be folding tables bought from Home Depot. They're 2x4 foot tables, and they have I think 4 different heights. So they'll be on the tallest, and the drainage for the garage goes from this end of the layout to this end. So I will be modifying the legs to keep the tabletop completely flat. The only grades I want are the grades I make, and so it should be pretty quick build. This is all flex track, and the boys' layout in California is all Bachmann HO scale snap track. So they're restricted to their different various radii, but I kept it pretty big, and we'll see how each of these ideas comes to fruition. In the next video, we will go over the children's layout, the California layout, and I can show you, my ideas for that done in AnyRail. So thanks again. I really appreciate you viewers, and I will see you around the rail yard. Good day.